guys, this is Jeannie from Goa Yoga Studio in Cape Town, here with another online video for you to practice at home. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. I hope you're all healthy and well. And so a lot of you have requested some Hatha Yoga, so I've chosen a Hatha sequence for us today. Please get your mats ready and come and join me in a comfortable cross-legged seated pose. Alright, so finding yourself on your mat with your legs crossed, comfortably on your sit bones. So if you need to raise your hips up, sit on a blanket or a pillow. Remove any flesh from your sit bones so that your pelvis tilts forwards and not backwards. And then placing your hands onto your knees or into your lap. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Lengthen through your spine so you're actively drawing up through the crown of your head. And allow your eyes to close. Allow your face to soften. Notice where you're holding any tension in your body. Allow this to soften. Start to bring yourself into the present moment by noticing your breath. Keep your lips sealed as you breathe in and out through your nose. Just observing your breath flowing in and out through your nostrils. Try not to change anything yet. Growing taller as you breathe in and softening as you breathe out. And then as you started to notice your breath, you'll probably notice that it's become longer already. So taking even, steady, long breaths in and complete breaths out now. If any thoughts, distractions or sensations in the body start to bring your awareness away from your breath, gently guide yourself back into your inflow and outflow of breath. This will always bring you back to your center. So even in times when you're feeling anxious or fearful or stressed or worried, remember you can just sit down and take a few deep breaths to come back into the moment. Recognize that you're just thinking. It's not reality, they're just thoughts. We'll place our hands together in front of our heart center now. And just take a moment to recognize why you're on the mat today. What is your intention for your practice? Maybe you'd like to dedicate your class to somebody else. And then allow your hands to come back down to your knees, keeping your eyes closed, or gently let go your eyes open. And we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale to tuck the chin towards the chest. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Inhale, head back to center. Exhale, dropping your head back, gazing up to the sky. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, chin raises to the sky. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dropping your right ear to your right shoulder. Allow both shoulders to relax. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dropping your left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Again, over to the right. Let your left side of your neck feel a beautiful stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Over to the left. Inhale, back to center. One more time to the right. Inhale, back to center. And over to the left. Inhale, back to center. And exhale here. Inhale, reach your arms out to the sides. Place your fingers onto your shoulders. And then inhale, elbows reach up. And together. And exhale, folding forward. Elbows touch. Creating big circles with your elbows. Really focusing on warming up your shoulder joints. Inhale on the up circle. Exhale on the down circle. You might notice quite a bit of tension here in your upper back. So try to make this practice yours and sort of guide yourself into your own postures in a way to relieve your own bodies. So whatever feels good for you, and if something doesn't feel good for you, then remember to avoid it. As you bring your elbows together next time, exhale, and then inhale, bring your elbows up in front of your face and reverse your circles. Just staying with your long inhalation and complete exhalations. It's really a miracle what the breath can do for us sometimes. Just focusing on the breath, directing the energy into the body, into all the extremities of the body. Good, and then relax your hands back down onto your knees, sit up nice and tall. Take your right hand behind your left hand to left knee. Lengthen your spine, and then exhale, twisting over to the right. Gaze over to the right, so your eyeballs are reaching to the right sides of your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, twisting over to the front and to the other side. As you place your hand on your knee and your hand behind you, inhale, lengthen your spine first, and then exhale, twist, opening up your left shoulder to the left, gazing into the left corners of your eyes. Sit up tall, lengthen, inhale, and exhale, twisting back to center. Extend both of your legs out in front of you. I'll turn to the side for this. Sit up nice and tall, flex your feet. If your hamstrings are tight, lean back onto your hands. Okay, flex your toes, flex the soles of your feet, and then start to squeeze your toes one at a time. So right toes, and then left toes. Keep your ankles steady as you do this. It requires a little bit of coordination. Just warming up the joints of the toes. So I'm not sure what time you're doing this practice, but usually in the morning we need more warm up than an evening class. And then separate your feet. And then bring your big toes to touch. Feel the stretch in the side of the ankles. Open your feet up and point your toes out to the side. Just warming up into the ankles. Remember to stay with your breath. And then slide your feet together and just pedaling out the feet here, one at a time. Pointing the toes and flexing the feet. Try not to hang into the shoulders here. You want to maintain a nice straight spine. Even if you're leaning back, keep an active spinal column. And then come to stillness. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. Place your right foot onto the inside of your left thigh. And this will look different for everyone, so do what you can. Inhale, your right knee reaches up towards your chest. And exhale, pushing your knee down away from you, gently. Inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, right knee lowers. Keep your left foot flexed. Inhale, right knee comes up. Exhale, push it away. Release your foot down to the mat and bring your left foot in. Bend your left knee and then place your foot into the crease of your right leg. Keeping your right leg flexed and active. Bring your knee in. Inhale. Exhale, push it away. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, push it away. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, pushing it away. And then release your leg down to the mat. Tap it out. And we'll come to stand in a mountain pose. We'll do a couple of sun salutations, Surya Namaste in the Hatha style. So coming to stand, place your feet together at the top of your mat. Big toes are touching, heels slightly apart. Rock forwards and backwards to find an equal standing pose. The weight should feel equal between all four corners of your feet. And then place your toes down, spread them out. Standing up nice and tall, draw your navel to your spine, soften your shoulders. Reach down through your fingers. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend your knees if you need to. And then step your right foot to the back of your mat. Lower your knee, reach your arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Soften your shoulders, but reach up through your fingers and straighten your elbows. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step back into downward dog here. Take a moment here to walk it out if your hamstrings are tight. Then come into stillness. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Hug your elbows in at your sides. Inhale to cobra pose. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Lower your knee, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, high mountain. Lean back here. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot back. Anjaneyasana. Lowering that left knee. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. Raise your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, high mountain, reach up and back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, right knee back onto the floor, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. High plank pose, inhale. Knees, chest, chin, exhale. Inhale, cobra pose, soften your shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lower your left knee, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up and back. Salute the sun. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, folding forward. Left foot steps back, Anjaneyasana. Make sure your heel is underneath your knee. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee comes down. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, hands to heart. One more round on each side. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Right leg steps back, Anjaneyasana. Hands to the mat, downward dog. Shift your weight forwards, knees, chest, chin. Exhale. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps forward, lower your left knee. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, Namaste. Inhale, high mountain. Last side. Exhale, Uttanasana. Right foot steps, left foot steps back. Lower the left knee, Anjaneyasana. Hands to the mat. Downward dog. Shift your weight forwards. Place your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale, downward dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward, lower your knee. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Bend your knees, come to sit down on your mat, fairly close. And then slowly lower yourself all the way down. Using your core, not your neck and shoulders. Relax in Shavasana for a few breaths. Just feeling your heart beating. Maybe feeling gratitude for your breath. All the while, still feel like you're controlling your breath. Hug your knees to your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. You can gently rock from side to side, relieving any tension in your lower back. Soften the muscles around your spine here. Okay, from here we're going to come into shoulder stand. If you have any neck injuries whatsoever, please avoid shoulder stand and rather take your legs up by placing your hands underneath your buttocks or your lower back and then raising your legs up to the sky. This is an option for those of you with a compromised neck. For those of you who'd like to do shoulder stand, bend your knees and rock your hips up off the mat. Support your lower back by placing your hands onto the back of your lower ribs. And keep your knees bent while you wiggle onto your shoulders to find a perfect place for your elbows. Your elbows should be parallel to each other, and there should feel no tension in your neck. So try to make your way onto your shoulders like this first, and then start to straighten out your legs. Once you feel stable, pointing your toes, allow the front of your legs to stretch up. Allow your fingers to point up to the sky, and look towards your toes. Try to keep stacking your knees above your hips and your feet above your knees. Keep breathing deeply. And keep gazing towards your feet. Try not to look around the room or at the video right now. Trust my voice. Take a deep breath in, point your toes. And then as you exhale, allow your legs to fall back. So if you're in a shoulder stand, we're going to come into halasana, plow pose, keeping your legs straight. If your toes touch the floor behind you, you can flip your toes so that you're pointing your toes. But try not to let your knees bend here. Your knees should be straight. Keep your neck neutral. Don't look around the room. And if you're in plow pose, halasana, bend your knees now and drop your knees towards your ears. Make yourself into a little ball. Maybe squeezing your knees against your ears. From here, straighten your legs out again. Raise your legs up as if you're coming into shoulder stand. And then use your hands as brakes as you slowly lower yourself all the way down onto your mats. Let your legs come down, and as they come down, come up onto your elbows. If you had your legs up, instead of shoulder stand, you can come into a happy baby, or you can just hug your knees into your chest. From here, lift your heart, drop your head back. So in Matsyasana, we often keep our elbows too high up and therefore our head can't come down onto the floor. So again, if you have a compromised neck, rather skip this posture. Walk your elbows forward, lift your heart up, and place your crown of your head down onto the floor. You'll notice there's hardly any weight in my hands. So the variation is to lift your heels and lift your arms. Otherwise, keep supporting yourself. Keep lifting your heart. We'll take 3 more breaths. Inhale, lift your head and look at your toes. And exhale, slowly roll down. Bend your knees, give your heels a touch with your fingertips, but make sure your heels don't come wider than your hips. You want your feet as wide as your hips. And then push into your feet, lift your spine off the mat, bridge pose, walking your fingers closer to your heels if you want to. Soften your glutes, soften your buttocks. Push. Imagine you're squeezing a ball or a block between your knees, so engaging your thighs, and then pushing your knees forward, lifting your heart up, pushing down into your hands, and maybe rolling onto your shoulders a little bit more. We'll take 5 breaths here. On every inhale, see if you can take your pose to the next level. And on the exhale, relax and soften. This is really good for our spine. Take 1 more breath in. And then exhale, slowly trickle your spine down onto the mat. Soften your buttocks as it lands. Let your knees windshield wipe from side to side. Just relieving any tension in your back. Our next pose is another bridge pose, or if you prefer to do wheel pose, if your spine is ready for it and you're used to practicing wheel. If you'd like to try it out, you're placing the hands next to your ears, fingers facing your feet. I like to take a deep inhale breath to start. And then as you exhale, push yourself up onto your head, onto the crown of your head. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, pushing your way all the way up. Breathing deeply. Deep breaths in. And then exhale, tuck your chin. Slowly roll down. Draw your knees to your chest. Come to stillness for a moment. Maybe gently rock from side to side. It's not easy to talk while I'm in wheel pose. Good. From here we'll take a happy baby. So either keep your knees into your chest, otherwise taking your feet into your hands, drawing your knees down into your armpits. And we gently rock here from side to side. It's a really nice way to help decompress the lower spine. And then come back to center. We're going to rock forwards and backwards. So make sure that you move with your breath. As you inhale, rock backwards. As you exhale, rock forwards. Inhale back. And then exhale, come to the sit bones. And coming into Navasana, boat pose. So draw your knees to your chest. Lift your shins up. I know this is a favorite of most of you. Reach your hands out to the sides. If you have the strength, you can straighten your legs. Keep lifting your heart. Engaging the core and the hip flexors. Feel the shaking. Embrace the shaking. I'm with you. Deep breath in. And then cross the ankles, roll over the legs or swing the legs around to the side and step back into plank pose. Deep breath in. And then exhale, lower yourself down onto your belly. And we're going to inhale for cobra pose. So cobra pose, you can either place your hands under your shoulders and gently push yourself up as much as your spine will allow you to. Point your toes, lift your kneecaps, and then exhale, come down. If you'd like to take it a bit deeper, you can straighten your elbows. Make sure that your pelvis and your belly are still connecting with the mat or your lower belly. You can gaze up or neutral. Deep breath in and exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Take your hands under your head. Let your head rest on your hands for a moment. Just closing your eyes down here and coming back to your center, back to your breath, and back to your intention if you set one at the beginning of class. And lift your head. Our next pose, you can continue to do cobra pose if that's an easier version for you. Otherwise, we're going to grab hold of the feet or the ankles and come into bow pose, Dhanurasana. Kicking into your hands, lift your chest. Use your breath. Try not to lift your thighs off the mat. Try to keep your thighs grounding. One more breath. And then exhale, let yourself down. Rest your head on your hands again. Just enjoy these moments of spaciousness of stillness. Lift your head now, push into your hands. Come to tabletop pose. And then we're coming into pigeon pose from here. So place your right knee behind your right wrist. Slide your left leg back. Make sure that your leg is nice and straight. And then look to the front so your shoulders are facing forward. Your right foot can be behind your right wrist, so your shin is in line with the front of your mat. Or you can tuck your heel in so your hips are level. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and then walk your hands out in front of you and place your elbows down onto your mat. For those of you who like to lie all the way down, please feel free to rest your head on your hands or lie flat onto your mat. Relax your hips and try to soften where you can. Just allowing the stretch to go a little bit deeper. And then walk your hands under your shoulders. Step your left knee slightly forward and your right knee back into tabletop. Slide your left knee forward behind your left wrist. Again, lining up your shin with the front of the mat, or keep your heel tucked in towards your groin. Straighten out your right leg behind you, and then turn forward to face the front. Come down onto your elbows or all the way down onto your mat. Remember to walk down with a nice straight long spine, so not just collapsing. And then starting to soften. And there's really no better pose to allow the breath to remove anything that's not serving you at the moment. Any thoughts of confusion, fear, anxiety, just allow it to melt away with your breath. Our thoughts are what creates a lot of negative emotion in our body, and negative emotion can get stored in the body as disease. So changing your thoughts, just recentering yourself whenever you can, even if it's just taking 10 breaths in stillness. Walk your hands under your shoulders, lift yourself up, slide your right knee slightly forward, step your left knee back into tabletop. And then from here we're going to tuck the toes under and come into a downward facing dog. In our down dog, our feet are as wide as our hips, hands as wide as your shoulders or a little bit wider. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Feel comfortable here. Take 5 breaths. Allow your head to drop. Just one more breath in. One more breath out. Okay, let's inhale our right leg straight back behind us. And then look forward in between your hands, stepping your foot in between the hands. And then spin your left heel down to the floor and push into your front and back foot to come into Warrior One. Virabhadrasana A. Bending into your right knee. Let your left hip come forward, right hip back. Breathe, look up. Feel free to also place your palms together here and drop your head back. And keep your palms separated. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale your hands down to your mat. Lift your right foot up, reach back into 3-legged dog. And then place your foot back onto your mat. Inhale, left leg to rise. Look forward, step your foot all the way through. Spin your right heel down. So your right foot is at an angle of 45 degrees and your feet are not crossing each other. Reach your arms up. Soften your shoulders. Wrap your little fingers in towards each other. And bend into your left knee as much as you can. Bring your right hip forward, left hip back. Feel the stretch throughout your whole body. Breathing in. And then breathing out, bring your hands down to your mat. Lift your left foot, three-legged dog. And downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward, step or walk or flow to the front of your mat. Take a halfway lift, flat back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, high mountain, reach the arms up, and exhale your hands to your heart. Step your right foot out about one of the lengths of one of your legs. Turn your right foot to face the right and keep your left foot parallel to the outer edge of your mat. Warrior two pose, bend your right knee, reach your arms out, gaze over your front hand, and see if you can get as low down as you can with your right thigh without bringing your knee over your ankle. Keep your shoulders in line with your hips. We often lean forward here. Try to pull yourself back into line. Your head is over your shoulders and your shoulders are over your hips. Straighten your right knee, bring your right foot in. Turn your left foot out so your left heel's intersecting your back arch. Bending your left knee. Sucking the armpits under, reaching out through the fingers, and soften your shoulders here. Remember to try and not dip down into your left hip. You want to lift your left hip up. Good. Straighten your left knee. And then bring your left foot forward and step to the front of the mat. Okay, so we're coming into a standing balancing pose next. I'm going to move to the middle of my mat for this. You can stand where you are. Our next pose will be eagle pose. So start off by bending your knees, finding the weight into your heels rather than into your toes. So sitting back into your chair, lift your arms up. And then reach your arms to the side to give you that wingspan. Raise your right leg up and over your left leg. Your first variation of this pose is with your toes on the mat, the right toes. And the second variation is to wrap your leg around your left leg. And also the third variation would be to double wrap it by hooking your foot around. Remember to sit back towards your heel and not into the toes. And then take your left arm up, cross it over your right elbow, either joining your palms or the back of your hands together. Make sure your hips are facing forward. And make sure that you're gazing at a spot that doesn't move, especially if you're struggling with balance today, and focusing on your breath. This posture is really good for strengthening your ankles, your shoulders, and just generally good for your all-round posture. Inhale, unwrap, reach your right leg up and out, hold it for a breath, and then release. We'll do the opposite side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Remember to send the weight back into the heels. Reach the arms out, lift your left foot up, wrap it around your right leg. Bring your hips to center. Take your right arm up and over your left. You're welcome to fold forward here as well, a little bit. Focus on your breath and soften where you can. without the breath. We're just doing exercise. Inhale, release, reach your arms out. Reach your left leg forward. Breath in and a breath out. Come down. Alright, for our next pose, stand on your mat so that your mat is lengthways. You can open up your legs again as wide as one of the lengths of your legs. Toes turning in and heels facing out. Reach your arms up alongside you. Inhale. And then exhale, hinge at your hips and see if you can clasp your big toes. And inhale, lengthen, look up. And exhale, bend your elbows and let your head come down to the floor. Tuck your chin. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. And remember to push into the outer edges of your feet. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And inhale with a flat back, come to rise. Alright, stepping to the front of your mat. We're going to take Malasana, garland pose. Take your heels in, your toes out this time, like a duck. And then sit down into your squat. Bring your hands together in front of your heart center. And then placing your elbows onto the inside of your knees, and your thumbs can rest here on your sternum. And if you are on the toes, that's absolutely fine. Working on strength and flexibility into our ankles and our hips here. Start to slow your breath down. And then we're going to come to sit down on the mat. So we can lie down and take a final twist before Shavasana. So make your way down onto your mat comfortably. Have a blanket or anything else you'd like to have with you for Shavasana. Draw both knees into your chest. Keep your shins parallel with the ceiling. And then take your arms out alongside you, in line with your shoulders. And drop your knees over to the right. Lift your head, turn your gaze to the left and place your head back down. Breathe into your belly. Bring your head back to center. Inhale your knees back to center. And then exhale your knees over to the left. Lift your head, look over to your right. Breathe deeply into your belly. Inhale, your knees come back to center. Squeeze your knees in. And then stretch your legs out. Reach your arms back. Inhale. And exhale. We come to Shavasana. Splay your legs and your arms out at your sides. Tuck your shoulders under your back so your heart is open. And gently tuck your chin so your neck is straight. Closing your eyes. Come back to stillness. Let go of your breath. Let go of your practice. Give yourself this gift of rest and relaxation. Start to bring your awareness back to your body as you take some deeper breaths. Rub your thumbs over your fingertips, wiggle your toes. Let's take a nice full body stretch. We energize as we inhale. Reach back behind you, point your toes in front of you. Exhale, relax. Bend your knees and roll to your right side into fetal position. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly rolling all the way up into a comfortable seat. Take your time. Bring your hands together in front of your heart space. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, and free, and may our actions contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll catch you on the next video.